Music Stitch, and today is Saturday, January 29th, 2022. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here spending part of your day or your evening with me. Welcome. Also, if you are brand new and this is your first time joining us, I'm really glad that you are here. So let's get into it. This was the second week of classes. We're still online. We'll be online through next week, and then we're supposed to go back to campus in person. So we'll see. That'll be a big shift. One of the big shifts is I will have to learn all my students' names. On Zoom, it's really easy because their names are on the screen. So it's not my strong point for sure, is remembering 30 different names. It always takes me a while in class. So. But the class is great. The students are really good and really talkative, which is really fun. So it's been going really well. It's just really, really busy, as the semester is for those of you who are in education or were in education. It's just a busy time of year, but it's so fun and I really love my job. So I'm very, very fortunate. Last weekend was 24 hours of cross stitch, which I'll talk a little bit about when I show you my whips. My goal was 18 hours. That's about the max that I can do. And I got 18 hours and 15 minutes in. So I'm thrilled. I'm really, really happy with that. It was a lot of stitching though. I'm telling you, it's definitely my max. But it was so much fun. I did not do it all in a row. I spread those 18 hours out over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And because I work on Fridays, it's mostly relegated to like Friday evening and then, 3 or 4 hours Saturday during the day and then a few in the evening and the same on Sunday. So that was really fun. My stats from January, I'm going to do my stats even though we're not quite done with January yet, but we're close enough that I don't foresee any new starts this month or any finishes this month. So in January, I had 3 new starts. The first one was my New Year new start, which was Happy New Year by Victoria Sampler. I didn't bring these down to show either, but the second new start was Lovebirds, and that was for the Brimbo. That was the magazine new start. And then I also started Glitter House number 3, so I'm counting that as a new start. And then I had one finish, which is Glitter House number 2. Because those are individual charts, even though I'm stitching them all in one piece because they're individual charts, I'm counting the one big piece as one whip, but I'm counting them as starts and finishes, if that makes any sense. And I completed my Brimbo. I got a total blackout on my board, so I'm really excited about that. The only thing I really haven't gotten to this month was, as you know, so I'm aiming for a finish on Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor, which we'll look at here in a little bit. And so my goal on that is like I did last year with Spring Quakers, which would be 12 hours a month on it until it gets done or close to done and I could kind of push it towards a finish. I didn't stitch on it once this month. But I kind of expected that just because of Brimbo, and Brimbo kind of takes my priority for January. Okay, let's take a look at our whips. So first up, I worked on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I'll show this to you. This was, I showed it earlier because it was on my Brimbo board, but this was for Whip Go. So this is on my Whip Go board for January. This was called, I'm working on block 3 here. Headless Horseman one right there. I am working on, this is stitched on 32 count Vanilla Latte by Bestitch Me. And I got my Whip Go. My Whip Go goal for each square that's called is 12 hours. This is on Whip Go 4 different times. And so, well, here's what it looks like so far, which I love. And then I'll show you a close-up of the actual block I'm working on, which is a lot of 310, let me tell you. I think I'm going to end up using almost a whole skein of 310 for this one block. Okay, so what I got done, I got this whole, so this is like a shadow of a tree. So that whole tree is done. I started on the tree over here. So there's another tree that goes up the side. I got these words done in the shade of the yew tree. And then I started in on the grass down here. So the grass kind of fills in this whole area. So what I was doing is I would stitch a length of the grass, and then I would go over here and stitch a length of black to work on the tree, then go back and do another length of the grass, and so on. So that I didn't feel like I was, because this is a lot of 310. So I thought, I'll just go back and forth on this. So I'm happy with my progress. I did get 12 hours in this month on this. And my ultimate goal on the year, so this is on my Whipco board, 4 times for 12 hours, which is 48 hours total for the year. But my ultimate goal, which I think will take me more than 48 hours, is to get blocks 3 and 4 done. So this is where we are on block 3. So that's going really well. I really love, like, this is the piece that made me say, maybe I can stitch Halloween. Because I love it. It's so intricate, and I love it so much. So, we got our Whipco done. I don't know why I'm struggling with this fabric so much. We just finished up our Zoom call. So we do a monthly Zoom call in the magazine monthly challenge where we just kind of sit and chat and stitch on anything you want to stitch on. We do it about once a month. So you can join us on Facebook at Magazine Monthly Challenge Group. And they were teasing me about how everything I do is on vanilla latte. So that was just kind of funny how they were just teasing me about that. And the first thing I show you is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. Okay, so next were the last kind of Brimbo calls. So number 19 was called, and it was a whip or new start that reminds you of your childhood. And mine is Scenic Farm. This is a Dimensions kit. This is what it will look like. And this reminds me of my child. I grew up in Nebraska. I think I mentioned this. I feel like I mentioned this last time too. But I grew up in Nebraska, and so this reminds me of a lot of the scenery in Nebraska where I grew up. And so this is a re-release. They did re-release this this chart. So it's still available it's a kit. I had switched out the kit fabric. It comes with, I think, 18 count white Aida. I had switched that out to a 25 count. Did not like it at all, and basically didn't touch it for almost 2 years. So I decided to restart it, and I did restart it on, this is a color and cotton, one of my color and cotton fabric of the month. So this is, it's not much, but I like it a lot better. This is 32 count Moonstone. So you can see it's kind of like a really light blue. And these are one strand, I think, all half stitches, which I don't love half stitches. My brain has a really hard time seeing them for some reason. I think they're looking for the full stitch. And it's a little bit harder to count because often when I have like a big block like this for counting, I will do 10 or 9 half stitches, do the 10th stitch as a whole X, and then complete it, and then come back and complete them all. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but that method of counting so that I can keep track. Well, when it calls for half stitches, you can't really do that. So it's going. I'm way, way, way happier with this fabric and how it looks and how it's stitching, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I am actually really excited to pull this back out again. And I think my goal on this for the year is, it's like 15 hours, I think. So I got that done as a restart, which I'm thrilled about. And I do love, so I started up here. So I'm right up here in this area up here, right? Like that's basically all I got. So I got a ways to go yet, but I'm learning that you actually have to pull pieces out and work on them in order to get them done. Like they don't just get done because you started it. Imagine that. Okay, my next call was number 14, and that was a piece that's going to be a gift for somebody. Try not to let these slide down. Okay, so my piece that is going to be a gift for somebody is stained glass window. This is designed by Tangled Threads and Things. This is what it will look like. It's a gift for a friend of mine, and it is from the April 2021 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is what the cover looks like. So, and this is full coverage. I mean, it's all stitched in there. And I am stitching this on, this is the called for 28 count French lace linen. So what I did was I basically finished up the outline of the border. I mean, it obviously has fill in to do and all those squares, but I finished the border and it met up perfectly. So I was thrilled about that. So now I feel like I can just go to town. Next time I pull this out, I can go to town and fill it in, kind of start doing the fun stuff. I was thrilled. This is the border's in 310 because it's meant to be like one of those stained glass. It's called stained glass window. So it should get a little more fun for me here, but I was thrilled that the border lined up. And I like working on this fabric a lot. It's 28 count. It's really pretty. You can kind of see through it. The holes are nice and big, and I think it's going to stitch up really beautifully. Yeah. So I like this. My goal on this one was 18 hours for this year because it is a gift. And so I just wanted to give it, an extra day basically of working on it because that's a gift. Next up is number 9, which was a Whip You Dread. Now this one was called, I think it was the second to last call. And everybody was dreading me calling this in the group for Brimbo because it's a Whip You Dread. And the reason why we have it on Brimbo, we had it on Brimbo last year as well, is because, it kind of forces you to face the music with the Whip You Dread. And if that means you dread it because you have to frog or because you don't like the fabric, it kind of pushes you to make some decisions, right, and tackle that. And I love that everybody dreaded it. I mean, I was dreading mine too, right? I'm right there with you all. And, it kind of forces you. And some people were able to fix whatever it is they were dreading about their piece and then move forward and really end up loving it. I think Lynette said in the group, I've worked on this and I still dread it, which is fair enough. So my most dreaded piece right now is Her Side Christmas by Erica Michaels. And the reason why I dreaded it is because these squares are satin stitches on the diagonal, which are not super hard to do. I just couldn't see the holes for some reason, and I tried it multiple times. So I decided I'm going to pull those out, and I'm going to restart it, and I'm just going to make them X's, and it's still going to be a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I am stitching this on 32 count Pearwood by Color and Cotton, and you can see where I got to. So basically, I got a few more snowflakes and a few more of those blocks done, but you can see they are now X's. I still think it's going to be beautiful. So I didn't get a whole lot further along. I still actually struggled a bit with this for some reason. I think my counting was off, and I don't know. There was a lot of frogging even after I fixed it. And I don't know. I think I was just in my own head. So that is where I'm at. So I don't dread it as much. Like I feel like, okay, I can move forward with this piece because I handled it, you know what I mean? And so I can pull it out again later and not kind of put it off because I love the finished product. And it has nothing to do with the chart. I don't even think it has anything to do with the fabric. It has to do with me and just the way my brain is not seeing the stitches properly. So we got that fixed, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward on that. So that's actually the second restart I had this week with Scenic Farm and then Her Side Christmas. All right, and then the last one that was called was number 15, which was a whip or a new start that is part of a series. And so I started Glitter House number 3. or Glitter House number 3 of the Glitter Village series. And I am stitching this on the called for 32 count natural silver. And so this is what it looks like from a distance. So I'm doing it all in one piece, 3 houses across by 3 houses down. And then I will show you a close-up. So that is where I got to. I got these trees. They're not done. There's some little straight stitches that need to go in there and that type of thing. I worked on this fence. Got that little thing done there. And then there's a big house over here. This picket fence goes like all the way over to here or something. So again, it was work on a tree, put in a thread of white fencing, work on another tree, and so forth. So that is where we are at on Glitter House number 3. I want to show you number 1 again because I love how these colors play together. I just think it's so pretty. And again, from a distance, this is where we're at. So that is coming along. This stitching session, it wasn't as hard for me to see the holes for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, so that was fun. I think my goal on this is 15 hours for the year. And we're making good progress on that because it already came out twice in January because of Brimbo. All right, and then I had a makeup piece. So then all the calls for Brimbo were done on the 25th, which was Tuesday. And then I had one makeup piece, so that was number 22, a whip or new start that makes you go burr. All right, so my whip or new start that makes me go burr is Christmas Dinner. And this is by designers called Stardust. This is from stitchworld.com from the late 90s, early 2000s. I love, love, love this piece. And I will show you where I got to. I am stitching this on 32 count white linen. This is also for my acrostic this month. It was the N in Brimbo, and N is for nature. So again, 32 count white linen. I didn't get very far. It's not going to look like much difference from last time I showed it. I worked in here. I messed up on the counting somewhere in here. So I was working on fixing a lot of that. So it was very slow going in here. So it doesn't look like I did a whole lot. And then I did work down here a little bit. So we're starting to carry it over a little bit. I have the first page almost done, at least the background part. There is some, the little animals in the foreground. So I just have this little piece and then I'm ready to kind of move on with the background. Of course, there's some back stitching and whatnot. I don't know. I started on some of the back stitching over here. I don't know if you can really see that. It's really subtle. Yeah, and then there's a tree, a backstitch tree in here. And then you see a lot of holes. Those are all for beads, which I'll do at the very end. My goal on this one for the year is 30 hours, actually. I'm not sure why. That's what I did last year. And I feel like I got a lot of good progress. And I think I fixed most of my mistakes in that section. So we should be good to go. This week was a lot of fixing past mistakes. Anyway, so that was my piece that makes me go burr, and my N for Brimbo. And then, so I got all that done. So let's take a real quick look at my Brimbo board. Oops, if we can find it. Here we go. So here it is, all done, all complete. I think last year I didn't quite get it done because I think I was missing 2 squares. But I am thrilled about this. So it is all done. We have a blackout. Then what I started working on for Whipco, the other piece, other than Halloween and Hawk Run Hollow, the other piece that got called for January is Hoity Toity. And it is a Long Dog Samplers. This is what it will look like. I'm up here in this part. So I'm working right now. I've been working on this border to get it all the way across. These birds are done. This is page 2 with these birds. To finish page 2, I have to do these 2 flowers on either side and the house. And then page 3 is the rest of this border. So I'm kind of going back and forth, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. I am stitching this on 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana. I love this fabric. I think it just makes my stitches look so nice. And I am using the Jan Hicks Creates color conversion that she did. So she made it more pink than orange. And I think it's just gorgeous. And I worked on this a little bit too this morning in our Zoom call this morning as well. I got about an hour of stitching in. So from the bird, everything you see from like the bird's tail forward is what I've worked on. So I've worked on this for 2 evenings and then a little bit this morning. So I got those flowers done, and then I'm kind of working on, it was good to work on some fill-in on the call today because I didn't really have to count too much. And then where you see that one stitch there is where it starts to kind of, there's a diagonal and then it starts going down the side border. So we're almost to the other side of the corner here. Like I said, this is where the house will go on page 2 and then the flowers on either side. And then there's a bunch of motifs in here on page 3. So I'm kind of right now, I'm on page 3 of this upper border. Page 2 of this upper border is done. And I'll show it to you, it'll be fun to look at next week when I show it to you because it'll be out of the Q snaps. This is my whip go piece. I have a couple more days, I think, to work on it. So love it. Love Jan's color conversion. You can find her color conversion on madforyarn.com if you want. And I'm using, and I'll link that below as well. Let me just write a note so I don't forget. You can, I'm using the same color conversion for Death by Cross Stitch as well. So much so that I have one set of threads that I just carry between my project bag for one project to the next because they're the exact same colors. I haven't gotten to the point where I've run out of any yet, so that's good. But yeah, I am loving working on this. It's a great piece. So those are all my whips for the week. So I'm excited about that. I'm really happy with my progress this month. So, and as a reminder for Brimbo, you only have to do 1 hour, 100 stitches to mark off your box. But what I like to do is I tried for the most part just doing a full stitching session, which for me is around 3 hours. So that was great. Okay, haul. I have a little bit of haul. So I had signed up last year for Crazy Annie's. This is the Stocking Ornament Club, where you get 1 ornament each month. This is by Annie B's Folk Art. Look at that. So we got our partridge in a pear tree, and it comes with everything. Well, I don't think it comes with the floss. Actually, I haven't even opened this. No, it comes with the beads, it comes with the lace trim, and then I got the 27 count Black Linda fabric to stitch it on. I have not decided yet, 27 count, to do that over 1 or over 2. Because I don't really like 25 count over 1. So I'll probably do it over 2. It'll fit either way, we'll have a little bit less of a border. Because 27 count is close to 28 count, and I usually do 28 count over 2. But 25 count over 2 is kind of big, although I am doing a piece of it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. If you have a 27 count, what would you stitch it over 1 or over 2? Let me know. So this is what it will look like. So I think that'll be really cute, and it'll be fun to have, and I think what I'll do is I'll have like a little banner or something that I can hang up with once I get all of them done. I don't know when I'm going to start them. And then yesterday I went over my lunch hour, I made a quick stop at Acorns and Threads because I have a stitching retreat, a virtual stitching retreat tomorrow called Gathering Acorns. And I had to pick up my envelope for tomorrow. I don't know what's in it. We were asked not to open it until the retreat itself. So I have it here at the house, but I don't know what is in it. And I also had some other things that I had ordered that came in. So I picked those up. I'm on their auto ship, but they're not going to ship ship it to me, but for this A Year in the Woods, this is the fox, and then also the swans came in. So I'm going to be, well, I'll talk about this, and I'm going to be starting this one soon. I'll talk about that in a minute. I also got the Home for the Holidays Blackbird Designs book. This is the book, let's see if I can show it to you, with 'Tis the Season in it, if this cardinal looks familiar. There's several designs in here that I want to stitch, actually. Home for the Holidays, I think that's really pretty. It's just a really nice book. And this one, I love this one. This is Christmas Garden. And there's initials. I don't know if you could see, there's initials all over. And what that is she put in the initials of her maternal genealogical line. So her initials, her mother, grandmother, back to her great-great-grandmother. So I thought that was kind of neat. So those are just some of the ones. And then they have these stockings for the whole alphabet with a different motif down here, a different scene down here. And I'm not quite sure. I mean, even though I'm doing some alphabet pieces, the alphabet doesn't really appeal to me, so I'm not sure. I might take some of their designs and create a sampler or something like that. And then they give you instructions on how to finish the stockings. Here's another really cute small called the Meadow. That's really cute. And they put it in that little paper mache box that you can just get at Joann's. And they give you instructions on how to paint it and all that. Oh, and then here is 'Tis the Season, which I think you've seen a lot of people stitching on. And that's the French. It says 'Tis the season to be jolly. But they have the English as well if you want to stitch the English instead. So that's one I definitely want to do. So this is a great book. This is my only Blackbird Designs book that I actually have. So I'm happy to have that. So that came in as well. And then the other thing that came in is With the Needle by 2 by Lila Studio. So this is what it will look like. I am starting this at StitchCon with Jan of Jan Hicks Creates. Jan did a great video of all of our starts that we're planning a bunch of starts together. So I will link Jan's video down below. You can watch that and you will see kind of some of the things that we plan to start together. And of course, you are always more than welcome to join us as well. But With the Needle, we will be starting at StitchCon, because why not start a huge giant piece at StitchCon? Who doesn't need more huge pieces? So that's all I picked up for this week. Like I said, I'll link Jan's video down below. For February, we're going to talk about plans now. So plans for February, the Whipco calls came out. And Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow was called again. So we'll be seeing that some more. I'll get another 12 hours. And then the other piece that was called for Whipco was Summer Quakers, which I actually pulled to show you. So this one will get 12 hours as well. And this is by Rosewood Manor, and this is where I'm at on Summer Quakers. So close to the first page being done, I think. I should show you what it will look like. It'll look like this when it's all done. I love that. I love the pink that it is on. It is on, let me see if I can find the tag for what it's on. I might not be able to find the tag. It's whatever the called for is. Maybe I can find it on here. It's a 28 count truffle by Picture This Plus. So 28 count truffle. And so this will be fun. This will be fun to work on. This is on my Whipco board also 4 times this year. So that'll be fun to get some progress on this one, because I didn't really work on it a lot last year. So that'll be fun. So that's Summer Quakers. And then the Focus on a Designer, which is started by Garan, Sunshine Stitchers, and Candy of the 614 Stitcher. The designer focus for this month is hands-on design. For February, it's hands-on designs. So what I'm doing is I'm taking mostly my Sundays. I used to do a Sunday spin, if you recall. And I'm going to do my designer focus piece. So my hands-on design focus piece, I know I showed you last week, I have the Scary Apothecary. But I'm going to start out with, this is called Seeds of Friendship. This is the basket by Hands-On Designs. This you can't get, I don't think, maybe until October or so. I'm not sure if she's going to be releasing it. But this was a piece that they gave us at the October stitching retreat for Acorns and Threads. So one of the designers was Hands-On Design, and they had 3 pieces that all fit together. There are 3 different designers. This is the piece for Hands-On Design, so I thought I would go ahead and start it. So you do the centerpiece, and then you do these sides like 5 different times. So I thought this would be a good time to start on it. They gave us everything, the silks, the fabric, and everything. It's 36 count linen, so we'll see how that goes for me. I usually like 32 count. But yeah, so I will start on the basket. That's just called the basket. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to get it in each Sunday, well, or at least 4 times during the month. Because the reason why I won't always work on Sundays is because I'm going to do Stitch the Winter Olympics, which is a hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Stitch the Winter Olympics. I just printed this out from the chart that I saw on there. It's hosted by the Naptime Stitcher on Instagram. And so she gives you a prompt for each day of the Olympics. And so I filled that in, and I tried to fit a lot of the pieces I was already going to work on in there. So that will be really fun, and it's somewhat similar to Brimbo. But yeah, so that will be fun, and I'm not going to go through each and every piece. I'll just tell you when we do our WIP review, I'll tell you what piece I worked on. And then, of course, I'm also doing our monthly acrostic for the Magazine Monthly Challenge, our monthly theme and acrostic. So the theme for February is food, and so my theme piece will be Christmas dinner that you just saw. And then our acrostic for the month of February is yummy, Y-U-M-M-Y. And so my pieces for that, I'll be working on Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow because there's some yellow in there. So yellow for Y. For you, I think I'm going to do Warm Welcome, which is that piece that I'm messed up. So it's like the blurry flowers in the background, and then it has a gate and a cat up front. It's you because it's UGG, because I have miscounted somewhere in there, and so I'm slowly just trying to figure out where it is, and it's become kind of a somewhat a dreaded piece, but I put it on there, and that also will fit under one of the prompts for Stitch the Winter Olympics. The M, again, I'll do Christmas dinner. M is for mountains because there are mountains in the background of Christmas dinner. Another M will be Autumn Quakers, so my 12-hour rotation for Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. That's where the M comes from. And then the Y will be for Happy New Year, Y for New Year, which is the new start that I did this year. So that will be my theme and acrostic. It's going to be another very busy month. So we are going to do Stitch the Winter Olympics. And then Jan and I are starting the Fox on Friday the 4th of February. So if you are working on this or have been thinking about working on this, we would love to have you stitch along with us. We are using, I don't know if I wrote this down, hashtag Fox. Yes, we did. Hashtag Foxy Friends Friday Sal. Hashtag Foxy Friends Friday Sal. So you can stitch us along with us. I'm working on kitting them up. I already have my fabric. I'm going to stitch all of these on one piece of fabric, so it'll be huge, but it should be fun. It calls for chalk for the white, but I'm thinking I might just use DMC white because there's a lot. Because I'm doing mine on 32 count. And when you put all these pieces together, there's a lot of chalk. So I might just use white DMC instead of the chalk. Because I don't know that will make a whole lot of difference. But if you feel strongly or feel differently, let me know if I'm missing something about why I should use chalk instead of DMC white. I'm open to it. But I think white will be fine, right? So we're going to start that on Friday. And then my other goal, so that's one of my new starts for February. And then my other goal for February is to complete Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow number 3, which you've seen with the horses running in the meadow. It's a lot of stitching in that one, and I'm not very far along. So that will be a big focus in February. And then, of course, our 12 hours of Autumn Quakers, which we talked about. And then for my plans, so that's my plans overall for February. My plans for this upcoming week, again, we have our virtual retreat tomorrow, which will be really, really fun. I'm going to finish the Whipco block on Hoity Toity, so I'll finish that up this month. I think if all goes to plan, I should have one extra day this month where I don't necessarily have anything I have to work on, so I'm going to bring out Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow and work on that if I do have that extra day. And then the first 3 days of February, I'm going to focus on Autumn Quakers, just because I didn't get much done with that this month, or any of it this month. So I'll bring those out the first 3 days of Autumn Quakers. And then, like I said, on Friday, February 4th, which is when the opening ceremonies of the Olympics is, I'm going to start this. So it'll be a really busy month again. And of course, we have, February is a short month. So it should be another interesting, exciting month ahead. I think I'm looking around my table here. I'm at my dining room table, and this is where I also work while we're working remotely. So between cross stitch and mail that's piled up and my work stuff, I think after I get done uploading this video, I'm going to go ahead and do some picking up and cleaning around here, and that will feel really, really good. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful stitchy week. And I hope you stay safe and stay well. And I will definitely see you next week. Bye.